Hi, this is Connie Smith with OSU Extension in Fairfield County. My good friends Nikki Drake and Tommy Springer from Fairfield Soil and Water Conservation District are with me today. The kids are far away. The social distancing thing is happening. Wow, guys, the Ag Center is changing daily, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Like today we know, and this is March the 18th, the building is locked. We're seeing people by appointment only. By 4 o'clock today, OSU Extension employees are to be packed up and working from home. Yay. Tommy Springer, I'm gonna have to work with Stan at home.
I know that's a big change.
It's a huge change. Yikes. Here's the thing for our listeners, none of us really want to go home.
Right.
We all want to be here. But thanks to COVID-19, Nikki, what's happening with soil and water? What's changing?
We had, at the county, we had a leadership meeting on Monday to kind of go over some of the things, and there was a representative from the health department there and said, the information that we're getting in the news media, that's already outdated information. So things are changing rapidly, like you said. So right now, soil and water, we are still working in the building. However, the doors are locked and you cannot get in. So we recommend that you call for an appointment, and we want those appointments to be essential. So a lot of things we can do over the phone, and we can email and that kind of thing without involving face-to-face contact. Field appointments are still happening. We're still working with construction and urban site visits and that kind of thing. So we are still working as if nothing has happened. It's just that nobody can walk in the front doors without an appointment at this point.
And if you're watching this, it could have changed by the time we get this edited and out.
True.
Yeah. So that's how quickly things are changing, okay? We want you to know that everybody here at the Ag Center is really trying to do the best they can. Let's go through the laundry list of things that have been postponed or canceled. Yes. Help me out with that.
So the first thing is the drug collection event that we do up in Violet Service Center. That was scheduled for April 25th, and it has been canceled by the DEA.
Okay.
Not by our choice, but the DEA oversees that, and we have to have their participation in order even to hold that event.
And,
so
and
that's
that's friends, if you've seen us talk with Chad Luck about picking up computer parts, medications, anything like that. That's what we're talking about there.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we also have the Pheasants Forever Youth event that has been for several years now in Johnstown. That has also been canceled.
And that's kind of your gig.
That was that was my gig. I participated, ran a booth up there, and that was based the Fairfield County or the Southeast chapter of Pheasants Forever hosted that. An average draw of 700, 800 kids. Yeah. Between half of the volunteers or workers for that were state employees, Division of Wildlife. They were not permitted to come, and a lot of the vendors and other volunteers were told by their companies they wouldn't be able to show up and participate. Yeah. So, the hard decision was made to cancel that event for this year, and it was scheduled for April 11th. So if you guys might have had that in your books to attend, that was Easter weekend, the Saturday of Easter weekend. Okay. So that has been canceled as well.
Okay. So. Okay.
And then the Fairfield Department of Health, which we weren't involved directly with, but we were helping them advertise, they were hosting a tire disposal event on March 28th in Lancaster, and they've canceled that also. They've postponed that, I should say. Okay. It will be held later, but we don't know at this point when.
EQIP application deadlines.
Yeah, so NRCS in our office is taking applications for the Environmental Quality Incentive Program, which is it cost shares on different practices like your pasture-based practices. It does have a forestry component. So their application deadline for that is this Friday. So we are still taking those applications here in the office by appointment. So call us, let us know you're coming, and we'll let you in the door to drop those off.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is that something that can be sent by email to you all?
I would ask Dave Libben, but I would assume so.
Okay.
You could probably email him those electronically.
Okay, and I think it's safe to say, we heard from our friends in FSA just yesterday, Sonny Perdue, the Director of Agriculture, had said he wanted to try to keep those FSA offices open and running for the benefit of our farmers. Soil and Water Scholarship deadline, Tommy.
Yeah, so coming up the end of the month, March 31st is the deadline for our scholarship. We've already received a handful of applicants. You know, if you're an applicant, or if you have a student that might be graduating senior, pursuing a career or a college degree in something ag or natural resource related, we definitely encourage them to apply for that.
Okay.
We're gonna have to be probably creative this year with our interview process. In the past, that was always a call in, come in face to face, but depending on how things work out,
Yeah.
that might not be the case. You know, and we might have to work with some students because we do require like their grade transcript,
Mhm.
and depending on what the availability
To be
of that counselor
Yeah.
to get in and create that document. So if there's a situation where a student wants to apply but is struggling getting some of the documentation, contact us, send us an email, call us on the phone, explain it. This is an unprecedented situation,
Yeah.
so we're gonna
do
wanna
all we
work
can
with
do.
these students to do
Absolutely.
it. But
Absolutely.
the deadline is still March 31st.
Yeah. So, again, everyone, please hear what we're saying. We're saying we're gonna work with you. We're gonna do whatever we can do, albeit OSU Extension or Soil and Water, a phone call, an email. We're still wanting to work and to serve you, our clientele. The biggie, the tree sale.
So our deadline for orders was yesterday, so
Yeah.
we kind of slid under the radar there with the building being closed. But pickup will be in April. We will let you know how that is going to happen. We, as of right now, are still getting trees, so hopefully that remains intact.
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen with the nurseries when it's time to come to collect those.
Yeah.
But we are planning, we've kind of discussed that if we're still in this situation when April pickup comes, we will do maybe a drive-through around the back of the building. We will put our trees in the back alcove underneath roof,
Yeah.
And pass trees as you drive through. That way nobody has to get out of their vehicle, and we're still our nice
Yeah.
distance from each other, and social distancing
Distancing.
is still in place.
Yeah.
And you can still get your trees and happily plant those in the spring
Yeah.
here, so.
It might give those kids something to do.
Homework.
Yeah, homework, planting a tree. So the other thing, also, Tommy, you were gonna be a part of the Fairfield County Master Gardeners Dig Into Gardening event
Yes.
happening on April the 18th. Happily, we have now, postponed that until June 27th. It is at Christ United Methodist Church in Baltimore, Ohio. The focus is on pollinators, and our speakers are all going to be there. The hope is by June 27th, we can continue to educate everyone about pollinators. There'll be plants available from our local greenhouses and garden centers, and maybe think about some fall seeding of some of those pollinator practices that you would like to get in place. Again, Dig Into Gardening postponed until June 27th. And then you all are having a native plant workshop.
Correct, and that was scheduled for the evening on Wednesday, April 22nd, which is Earth Day. As of now, that's still a month away,
Yeah.
and we don't know what's gonna come. And with ours, we're not requesting any type of fee or registration commitment to that, so we're still accepting registrations, and as of today, this time of recording, it's still the plan to go on April 22nd.
Okay.
Now, if that changes, when you call in to register or get online, leave your phone number, and if not, we've talked to the keynote speaker, and her schedule has opened up tremendously as well.
Yeah.
And she is very content to postpone that if necessary and reschedule later in the year. And if that happens, we will reach out to everybody
Okay.
and let them know. But right now, we're still, fingers crossed, maybe being a little too optimistic. But we're hoping that things clear up, the county unlocks the front doors to the building
Yeah.
by then and allows people in. But we understand, that's, again, only a month away too.
Yeah.
And depending on CDC and different
Absolutely.
recommendations, no hard feelings if you decide you don't want to attend.
Exactly, because any of this stuff is your choice. It's
Correct.
really all your choice to participate. So you guys, let's talk just a bit about personally what this feels like. We've all been pretty long-time employees. Yeah, Nikki, I mean.
Well, like you said, this has never happened.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was supposed to be actually on vacation right now on a cruise, so
Yeah.
that was blown out of the water, literally.
Yeah.
I had a death in the family, so we're right now trying to figure out, are we having a funeral? If we do have a funeral, how do we
Right.
hug each, you know?
Yeah.
That's a very touchy-feely time.
Time,
And,
yeah.
So personally, it's been very challenging on that end, but also you said, we really want to maintain our work environment.
Yeah.
Keep things going. We have investigated, how do we forward our phone? If we have to be at home, how do we forward our phone calls? We all already get our emails on our phones at home. How do we remote into our desktops? Our
Yeah.
big challenge is a lot of the computer programs that we have here, we can't have at home.
Yeah.
And use at home, so we're trying to figure out how do we remotely get into our computer here so that we can still maintain and use those programs that we use to help the community, so.
Oh, yeah, and Tommy, for you, your wife's a teacher,
Yep,
so your home world has changed.
it has, and one of our sons is elementary age. I actually had my wife as his homeroom teacher this year, so
Yeah.
now they're both at home. We've got our 4-year-old who's at home, so now those two brothers that it was always a fun circus trying to maintain them for 3 or 4 hours in the evening before bedtime. Now they're stuck all day with my poor wife. And
Yeah.
even though she's a teacher and used to dealing with kids, it's a whole different landscape when they're your kids all day at home.
Exactly.
So I feel for not only her, but all the other parents that are suddenly their world's thrown into, if they have children that are school age. Because now what do you do?
Yeah.
Older kids, you just let them fend for themselves. But
Right.
those young kids, with childcare and,
Oh, yeah.
daycare is closing, your options are extremely limited. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
struggle for our office has been that, most of the sitters for our children have traditionally been the grandparents, and the grandparents are the most susceptible
Right.
in that age group, so
Yeah.
some of our staff is
Really
struggling with
yeah,
that.
I bet so. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit different in the fact that I'm struggling now because my college student is sent home.
Mm-hmm.
And yikes. I mean, it's just different because here's the thing, we're kind of in an internet desert where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to figure out how to keep him, doing the classes, us doing our work. And I want to tell you this, 30 years here in Extension, I'm kind of a funky sad because I can't figure out how to pack up and do what I need to do at home, because the most part of my life has been get up, come to work every day, do your job, go home, and try to make a difference. And I'm struggling big time with how to make a difference, not having that physical contact, because I'm a person that needs to be with people. I'm not a loner, so I'm thinking, I'm with Stan, Tommy. I'm with Stan 24/7. How are we gonna make this work? Yikes. So, okay, Soil and Water folks, tell me, how can they get a hold of you?
Our emails, our website has our email addresses and our phone numbers. We have direct lines, but if you don't know our direct line, it's 740-653-8154 to get the main number.
Yeah,
if people show up at the office,
sure.
we have a sign posted on the front door that has all of our direct numbers directly to our desks.
Okay,
So if you need to make an appointment or need to see a particular person, call in. But as Nikki mentioned, with staff and children, some of our staff's working from home, some of it's here in the office. So if you call a direct line and you need in, they may not be at their desk.
Okay.
So always call that 653-8154 number
okay.
in a pinch, and someone will answer the phone.
And as far as you and I know, we're still both submitting columns to Lancaster Eagle Gazette.
Yep, as far as I know, I sent mine in for this week, so.
I did too. So we'll be communicating with the newspaper and having columns that way. We'll try to get information out to you as quickly as we can. We're gonna we're gonna try to record some things and try to keep our clientele up to date
Yeah.
as much as we can. Watch our Facebook pages.
We have Facebook page, we're trying to put stuff on our website in case people are not accessing Facebook, not everybody's on that, so.
Exactly. Yeah.
And as far as I know, Connie, one thing worth mentioning, because we're getting into that time of year, I have not been told differently, but I'm still handling the nuisance deer complaints for the farmers as they
Okay.
plant their crops.
Okay.
That includes field visits, so, you know, as
Okay.
Nikki mentioned, we're still doing our field work component. We're
Okay.
not trapped in the office, we're
Okay.
trapped at home.
Okay.
So, you know, if you're a farmer and you're planting stuff and the deer are getting in there, I'm handling the complaints
Okay.
as normal.
Okay. So how do they give them your email address, Tommy, real quickly?
tspringer@fairfieldswcd.org. Those complaint forms, though, are on the Division of Wildlife's website.
Okay.
I do know that certain Division of Wildlife and state employees are restricted to travel, but so far that, as long as we're within the county, has not applied to us, so I can
Awesome.
still make those field visits.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to know. Very, very glad to have Nikki Drake, Tommy Springer with me today. That social distancing we're doing. But we are still here to serve you, the clientele of Fairfield County. We want to serve you. Unless we're told that we can't do that, we are going to be serving you either in the office by appointment only. OSU but will be working from home, and we will be available via email or phone. So stay tuned. It's a kind of moving target that changes every day, and we're going to do the best we can. Connie Smith with OSU Extension in Fairfield County. Hang on just a second. I'm going to be right back with my colleagues in OSU Extension. We're going to discuss how 4-H is going to evolve in this changing time and what exactly Extension can help you with while we're working from home. Times are changing for us, and we want to give you the latest update with the virus and what it is doing with OSU Extension. I have Shannon Carter, who is our area supervisor and our leader, trying to keep us all. You're herding cats right now, Shannon.
A little bit.
Trying to keep us all on task, and let's be honest with our listeners. This changes for us. It seems like almost hourly.
It does, and so we're doing our best to make decisions with the best information that we have available. You've been hearing the same message from Governor DeWine, and these decisions are based on science and they're based on the health and safety of our employees as well as our clientele.
So we're recording this on March the 18th, and beginning at 4:00 this afternoon, OSU Extension will lock its doors.
That's correct. In fact, all county extension offices in Ohio will be closed as of close of business today. And that means that we are physically closed. We've been closed also to the public via the county commissioners. But starting tomorrow, we will be working via telework, which means our physical office is closed, but the work will continue. So we will continue to be here to answer phone calls and emails and put up educational information on our website to reach our clients.
So if you are listening to this and you think, I have a question, maybe I was one of those folks who took advantage of chicken breasts that were in the meat case, and I bought 5 packages and I don't know what to do with all of them now. You can still reach us by calling 740-653-5419. That's just one example of the many, many things that OSU Extension does here in Fairfield County. Of course, the 4-H program is going to be heavily impacted with these closures. The Master Gardener program is going to be heavily impacted with these closures. Our website is updated. Tell us some other ways. There may be a little delay in responses, wouldn't you think, Shannon, until we get used to getting settled, wouldn't you think?
I think that would be a pretty good learning curve. Thankfully, we've been upgrading technology here in Fairfield County over the last year, so that will allow the same phone to ring here at the office will ring in our new home offices. So if we can figure out how to answer those calls, Connie,
Yeah.
we will be talking. You'll be talking with a real life person.
Yeah.
But it will take a minute for us to kind of get set up and get more efficient in that process. But we absolutely are committed to getting back with anyone who calls or emails with a question.
Absolutely. And please understand that the Ag Center is locked. So even if you are gonna visit one of our sister agencies, which as of today, the Farm Service Agency is still open for business, as is Fairfield County Soil and Water. So those are appointment only entries to our building. If you walk to the front door of our building, you will see everyone's phone numbers from all those agencies are there. So if you need anyone here at the Ag Center, the commitment is here to service our clientele, our community, and help you safely get through this pandemic crisis that we're in. And please understand, none of us know what this is like. None of us have been through this. When Shannon said you're gonna pack your offices up and go home, there was some resistance because we didn't hardly know what to do.
Well, yeah, especially when this is what you're used to doing is coming here every day. But, you know, I sat and thought that, you know, in any given day when I'm here in the office, it's rare that I open a file drawer and pull something out.
Exactly.
Almost everything I need is on my computer or available on the web where I can reach it.
Yeah.
So providing our data holds out, we should still be in business.
Yeah, and the thing that I think you all need to know, if there are files here that have sensitive information, for instance, I have some Master Gardener files that are required by the university to be kept under lock and key. Those are locked. I know where the key is. Just hope and pray I remember where I put the key and I can get them unlocked when we get back here. So everything is secure here. We have locked file cabinets. We have lots of things that if you are one of our volunteers, we are keeping all your information very safe here at OSU Extension. So it's changing times for us, uncharted water for us. But again, Shannon, give us that phone number, how they can find us.
740-653-5419. And if you happen to have a staff member's individual direct line, those are also still fully operational.
Absolutely. Well, stay tuned, stay with us. We're here to help you. Our area leader, Shannon Carter, has been with me today to share what is going on in the world of extension in Fairfield County. Stay with us. We're going to be right back with our 4-H staff, and we're going to talk to them about some of those changes that are going to be happening kind of almost day by day with 4-H program here in Fairfield County. We are changing things drastically here within OSU Extension. This is March the 18th. I have Leslie Cooksey with me, social distancing, and I have Aubrey Fowler with me. We are social distancing, and gosh, ladies, Leslie, it first started out no face-to-face 4-H club meetings through April 20th. Where are we today?
So we are still looking at the April 20th date, although that will be reevaluated closer to that time. And we are encouraging clubs to meet virtually because we are at the beginning of our new 4-H year. And so tonight we are going to be updating our club advisors through a video conference call on not only our traditional updates that we give them every year, but how can they work through this ever-changing situation and still work with kids in that scenario with virtual meetings and utilizing the kids who are probably more tech savvy than a lot of them to make it a fun and educational time for them to learn from one another until we know more.
I would say I just got off a meeting about doing Zoom meetings with Master Gardeners. And I think that for the generation of Master Gardeners, 50 plus, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a big learning curve. But you guys, is this the first time you've ever done like a teleconferencing advisor update?
For 4-H advisors, yes. I have tried the Zoom meetings with camp counselors in the past, and they seem to be able to figure it out. So even if our advisors might struggle a little bit, hopefully they have kids nearby that might be able to help them get connected through their computers, tablets, phones, however they might be able to. And the nice thing about Zoom is that you can connect through video or through a phone call and still be a part of that virtual meeting.
Experience,
Yeah.
So Aubrey, you kind of are, the leader of camping
Correct.
in the office.
Yeah.
So we've done 4-H camp counselor trainings here.
Yep.
You probably got camp themes in place, camp dates.
Yep.
We're still thinking those are all gonna happen, correct?
Right now, we're still planning. Nothing's really going to change on that regard. We have kind of adjusted how camp counselors are going to finish out their training. They were supposed to have another meeting this week in person, and we went ahead and canceled that. So they'll be getting emails and finalizing some themes and program planning, and then we'll probably all of us will meet remotely to finish Cloverbud and then our Tar Hollow camps.
Yeah.
So we're still planning on all.
Well, that's a big part of the youth experience. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, training those counselors to be adults for
Yeah.
4 or 5 days, you know, with campers, so they don't want to miss out on that. Now, I know there are also kind of those award banquets coming up and trips. You're still, you know, placing kids and going on summer trips,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're still forging ahead.
Yes.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
We hope that things change and those kids get those opportunities this summer. So we are still awarding the trips like always, and we will plan to register them accordingly for those respective trips. And we might just be postponing our recognition banquet for those awards, but we can recognize them virtually through our social media and email channels, just so people know that things are continuing to move forward.
Yeah. So we did steer weigh in on Saturday.
Yes.
You know, we were outside a lot, not really close to each other because kids were leading calves, adults were leading calves. People were certainly planning for that to happen. But they can still reach us because we have been challenged to take our computers home, our phones home, we have Skype for business.
Yep.
So we all signed the agreement. We're gonna be working from home.
Yep.
And that's a new challenge for all of us, wouldn't you
Yes.
say?
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of get your little dig set up and
Yep.
ready to rock and roll. Personally, Leslie, what's it feel like when they come through and they say, pack up your office, you're gonna be working from home? Well, how did you feel? Because you've been with Extension for a long
Yeah.
time.
Well, anyone that knows me knows that I kind of pack up and head home every night with
Yeah.
at least some stuff.
But
so
you've been hauling baby chicks around the whole
yeah,
time.
yeah, we actually hatched some chicks here in the office to finish out that project for a school this week, and so I babysat them last night and brought them back today so Aubrey can take them to where they're gonna to live then. And you know, as a 4-H educator, sometimes we don't leave all of our stuff at the office always, and so packing up our bags and our computers and everything isn't too foreign. It's probably a little more than what's typical, but we know that 4-H is always evolving, it's always changing, and adapting to those changes is a great thing. So we're gonna help our advisors and our members to navigate that, and then hopefully get back on track here sooner than later.
What's it feel like for you, Aubrey?
It's different. It's very weird. It's kind of also interesting. I told my husband it kind of feels like we're moving out of school for the summer. Like we're packing up all of our things, like deciding what we need to take with us.
Yeah.
But we also like are seeing our 4-Hers, 4-H members, our families, our parents and advisors, like finding creative ways to meet. So we've seen people get really active on their Facebook pages. Some of the older teams that understand a little more of technology are setting up Zoom meetings so they can all meet.
Right.
I don't know, I just think it's kind of an exciting time. I told Leslie and the rest of the team, we placed 315 new kids this week in clubs.
Wow.
So advisors will be getting those emails this week to reach out to them and kind of keep those new families in the loop. And
Yeah.
they're figuring out 4-H online. We have over 300 people already enrolled. So
Yeah.
we're just trying to
And-
find silver
And
linings.
you know, keeping that contact, I think, is
Yeah.
important.
Yes.
You know, I think it for me, it's kind of set behind the screen. I kind of like that personal one-on-one touch
Right.
with stuff. But, I'm finding with my master gardeners, as long as I just let them know what's going on. You know, cause we have postponed digging to gardening because, you know, it was April the 18th, it's now moved itself back to, June 27th. So it's those kind of things, I think it's just letting our clientele know what's happening.
Yeah.
So the biggie with all these kids out of school, Wesley, is these 4-H books.
Yes.
Is there, how is this gonna work, or do we even know? Cause there's that big deep sigh of relief, maybe.
Yeah, so we've had a little bit more business here in the office this week with some parents that quickly thought about 4-H and starting 4-H projects early, and they stopped in to get books. But as of today, when our office will officially be closed until further notice, we will not be able to distribute 4-H books.
Okay.
And that's at the county level and at the state level through March 31st until that timeline is reevaluated, and it could be extended, it could be opened up at that point. So Aubrey and I are thinking about some creative ways that we might still be able to share some of those book activities, where we might, you know, do some video conference calls through social media or through email, where let's say, you know, I take the creative arts book home, the Get Starting in Art book, and the kids that are interested and sign up for that project, I can share them an activity that maybe they can do from home. They can get a pencil and paper out and log the same stuff that maybe eventually they'll have to record in their project book, even though they
Oh,
physically don't have the book just yet.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that we can come up with some creative ways to allow kids to have those learning experiences, start working on their 4-H projects with the anticipation that summer judging hopefully will happen in July, and these kids will be ready for those projects even if we see a little delay on them getting their actual books.
Well, you know, I've had the opportunity to interview many of your 4-H youth here on the farm page. And there's one young man that was telling me what he learned with candy making.
Mhm.
And I thought that was very interesting because I'm wanting to sample some of, he had some really cool, you know, like dreamsicle fudge or something. And I was like, oh man, that's cool. I think Snack Attack would be a great book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, because you could be preparing healthy snacks
right.
that you could try. So, lots of opportunities. You know, I think when a door closes, sometimes another one opens. And I think in the world of 4-H, that's probably what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at things that we can do. Stay in touch with us for our clientele. We are reachable at 740-653-5419. Our webpage, fairfield.osu.edu. All of our phone numbers, our emails, everything will still work. We're very technology. We have lots of technology at our fingertips here in Extension, and we want to be a part of your world in this crazy, crazy time that we're living in. We want to service those clientele, those 4-H youth, those 4-H clubs. We want to stay connected. We really want to stay connected. The tough thing, I think, for us as a staff is to know that we're not going to be connected for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we've learned to depend on each other, and we've learned to be friends with each other. And for all of us here at Extension, stay well, stay safe. Know you can reach us, 740-653-5419, social distance. And please, please, please reach out to us. We're here to help you. As we continue to wrap up this crazy week that we've experienced here in Extension, you know, we've talked to our friends in Soil and Water, we've talked to our 4-H friends, our area leader, Shannon Carter, and in the world of ag, there are still some questions in the air. The first one is if you have questions about pesticide recertification and where all that is heading, we're still working through all that. You can definitely reach us if you need those answers by emailing our extension educator, Jerry Isles, at iles.9@osu.edu. And that is ILES.9@osu.edu. Or email Stan Smith at smith.263@osu.edu. Master Gardener information, I'll be glad to answer your calls, and that is smith.3204 osu.edu. For now, most of our programming is on hold. We hope to reschedule as soon as we're permitted to re-enter our offices and come back to work. Jerry, of course, is working on those local food tours that begin in the month of June. And again, they are still on hold. We're still planning away. We're still wanting to have a full summer of activities celebrating local foods, celebrating agriculture, and celebrating all the good things Fairfield County has to offer. Stay with us. Call us, 740-653-5419. We are all working remotely. We all have laptops. We all have phones that are attached to those laptops that will work. The technology is there. The desire to serve you, our clientele, is there. And we are going to get through this one day at a time. And we thank you for being with us and being a part of OSU Extension. We certainly could not do this without the support of our volunteers. Thank you so much.